Alright, NET-213, Cisco Networking. This is actually week 10, and this, I don't have it listed here, but this was Wednesday. Alright, we took our example from the other day with our IP addressing, this example here, and then I had them take this network and find the first, last, and broadcast. And take this network, find the first, last, and the broadcast. And if you check at the video before, I show how we IP address this out. We subnet it and then subnet it. Okay? And then what we did was we took half the people, put them on this network, the other half on this network here in class. How we did that was, so we didn't have to move the cables, I went into the switch, created two VLANs, put some of them on this VLAN, so the switch, those ports were all over there. And then the rest, the other set of ports, 1 through 10, were on this VLAN, or so to speak. Anyway, we split that up. Talked a little bit about the IP addressing that we're using up here. And then they went ahead and configured. So, once they figured out connectivity within their network, then I went and configured the default gateway in the router, right up here, and then they could ping the default gateway. Same thing over here, configured it, default gateway. Then I asked them if they could ping across, and they said no, because this network had not been configured. So we configured that network. Okay? Then I had them check this side, check connectivity to that .34. I don't know if you can see it up there. Whoa, right there. So they checked connectivity to the .34, and it was there. This group, they checked connectivity to .33, and it was there. Then this group checked to 34, and this group checked to 33, and they did not have connectivity, even though that network up there was up and running. So then I asked if their packet actually got to those destinations. For example, this side, I asked them when they pinged 192.168.134, did the packet actually get to that router? Since they didn't get one back, they said no. Well, we went through and we talked about ANDing. And we talked about how we did the example up here, we did ANDing, and how this network here, going to this network, we ANDed, and we ended up actually going to that host, 34, that router, and we end up with this network. So we talked a little bit about ANDing and the routers, and how the router looks up in the routing table. So then, what we did was we took and we looked at this one up here, and we said, how come this network, why was it that the packet got here and it didn't come back? Well, then when they looked in the routing table, they could see the routing table did not have the network 192.168.100.0. It didn't have it, so it had no way to know where to send it. It would look it up in the table, nothing there. So then, our next step was we put on RIP version 2, turned off auto summary, listed the network 192.168.100. They then saw the routers develop the new route in the routing tables, and we explained how the routers exchange the routing tables between each other Now all of a sudden they could ping across. We're going to work on the data link layer, finish that up on Friday. And we're going to take this same scenario, add a third router so they can see the hop count and see how if we take one connection down, it can automatically find the other route using router RIP. And then we'll take the test on the data link layer and we'll get right started on the physical layer. All right. So that's it for today.